Hello everyone, hope everyone had a pretty good weekend. This is going to be a weekly forecast / markup on GJ over here. So yeah, let's get started here from the monthly. On a monthly, we can see GJ has been or has rejected the 156 area. We have rejected 156 here, and at the moment we have respected the previous monthly candle's high, and the current monthly candle has flipped bullish. So taking that into mind, we could expect that if the current monthly candle breaks below breaks below this support here, it could go and fill the wick on a monthly time frame over here. Okay, so let's go down to the weekly time frame quickly. On the weekly time frame over here, we can see GJ is making of what some would call a head and shoulders pattern. First shoulder, head, and basically the second shoulder. Okay, and then people would expect it also to just, when the neckline gets broken, to continue down. Okay, but I don't really look at patterns because patterns are just created with price action anyway. So taking this into account, I can move this level around about to here. I can also see that GJ on the weekly time frame has created resistance up over here. Just plug that in. And at this level, we have support. Okay. Use this as my support. Then expecting price to fill this wick, as we said on the monthly time frame, which would be this price would have to continue going down, breaking this support, and when it breaks this support, we could see price coming down to this support, which is in the area of this wick. Okay, I'm not going to be trying to go for a full wick fill or anything like that because of all this bullish action you can see over here on a weekly. So this will just be short term for me unless we break and close below this level as well. Then I might think about changing my overall higher time frame bias to short. Okay, we can drop down to the daily from the weekly now, and we can just quickly adjust the levels. Over here, I'm not going to be using this level anymore. So we'll move to here, that one. We can adjust this level as well to more recent data. Let's use that, pull through. And I also don't want my zones to cut through any candle bodies. That's why you have to adjust it when you go down on each time frame. Okay. Now in this, you can see we have got clean traffic going down on the daily. And it's about, let's see, 150 pips. Okay, so once we get below here, we can have a nice move going down. Because also on a daily time frame, if we take a look at this short-term trend for the past few days, we have been creating, just find my tool, we have created higher highs, lower lows, okay, lower highs, a lower low, lower high, a lower low, and now we're stuck in this area over here. Now, if we break out going short, we could fill this range and quite possibly create a new lower low down in this area. Okay. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, just remove this. So we can just quickly adjust our zones we have already set up. Okay. Just use, I think I'll use this over here. And then I'll be happy with using this leg. My bottom zone. But on the 4-hour, we can go a little bit more in depth at more previous data. As we can see here, we have broken this support on Friday. We broke it, we came back to retest it, and now it looks like we're heading back down to the support down here. Okay, I'll just plot that one in. I'm going to move it over to more recent data. I'll use this area over here. Okay. And then also this area of support on the 4-hour. Again, this will be our basic support and resistance setups going into next week that I'll be looking at. I'll also plot in quickly a few areas of interest I'm going to be watching as price is moving through my zones, like this wick down here. I'll set that as a level of interest. Over here, we have this bit of consolidation. So I'm going to be using the top of this candle as we have this massive down wick, which means we have a pullback on the lower time frames. So I'll use that as my level of interest as well. And then if price decides to go bullish again into this area over here, I will also be looking at this point as a key point of interest. Okay. This is our levels of interest and our support and resistance zones heading into next week. And this also maps out our LTA zones. So we've got clean traffic below here, below these two supports. Okay, but I am going to mark this in orange as this is going to be a little bit more risky for me because of all these wicks that have already been in the zone. I'm still going to be taking trades short if a setup presents itself, but it's going to be a little bit more on the risky side. But down here, as we can see, we've got clean traffic heading down, clean candles, no obstructions, no wicks or anything even further to the left. So this is going to be a clean move area. Okay, I just put it at great LTA zone. Have that in green, and then I'll also be looking for buys if they present themselves during this week in this area up here. Okay, now on the 4-hour time frame, these zones that I've got marked in here are where I'm going to be looking for trades going into next week. For me, overall, I'm going to have to wait for the market to show me a little bit of where it wants to go during next week because of the way these candles are setting up on the monthly and the weekly heading into this zone. But I feel that the monthly is changing a bit bearish because we failed to go and break the high on the previous monthly candle. On the weekly, I also feel we could start to go bearish now. But for me, it's not 100% confirmed yet until we break below this level over here. On a daily, we are bearish. Okay, we've been creating lower lows and lower highs. And on a 4-hour, we're also bearish. Okay. So my bias going into next week is going to be a bearish bias, hoping to find some clean sells in here and some clean sells in this zone over here as well. So what I'm going to be looking for is, just find this over here. Going into next week, I'm just going to look for candles to close into this zone, just to take the next candle, heading all the way down to support. And I'll be looking for exactly the same setup in this area over here, waiting for another candle to head down. This will probably be more than one candle heading all the way down, but yeah, you get my point. So I'm going to be waiting for closes into these zones, and I'm hoping to get a few nice sells heading into next week. So I hope this was helpful to anyone watching this, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good trading week.